Hey, baby.
All right, Janet Jackson.
Oh my goodness.
Who's that nasty girl?
Right?
Oh, I love me
Right?
some Janet Jackson. God, I miss the 80s and like the early 90s. I miss that time and the music and the 70s, really, the music of the 70s. Mm.
I play that in my car when I'm driving the 70s, 80s,
Mhm.
90s. The 90s were good too.
Yeah, they were. It says like especially early to mid 90s.
Was Madonna 90s?
She was, let's see, I graduated high school in 85. So she was
Oh, she was in the
like
80s.
83, but she went on. I mean, then
Oh,
beyond, but I think she got like famous, came into her fame like 83, somewhere around there. Because I remember dressing
mm.
like her, with the gloves and the bracelet.
I think everybody
I
did.
know.
She was so herself. She still is.
Oh my God. I remember going to the clubs and
Yeah.
oops, let me get this. It's converting. Let me get out of there. Okay. Into the groove. Get into the groove. Oh my God. That was just, get out on the dance floor. It was so much fun. Wow.
We are like the best generation. Like we've seen it all,
Mm-hmm.
from black and white TVs to, you know, payphones to beepers.
Yeah. I'm trying, did I do black and white TVs?
Yeah,
I
had
think
to.
I did, but I was so young, I didn't realize it. By the time I was aware of what TV was, I think color had just come out maybe.
Okay.
Because
All
like
right.
Bewitched, you remember that? I think half of that was in color,
Yes, I remember. Yeah, yeah,
in black and
yeah.
white. I mean, and then they came into color or whatever. So yeah, I
Right.
think I was
Okay.
only 6 or 7 when the color
Oh my
came out. I'm not sure.
gosh. We've seen it all.
I do
And now
remember
look at us.
when
Uh,
skateboards came out. Can you believe that? I used to tell my students that would freak them out so much. I'm like, yep, I remember I was in 5th grade when skateboards were
oh
invented.
my goodness. Were you in the classroom when they went to the moon? Do you remember that?
No, I was born in 67. So
Okay, got it.
wasn't that the year they went to the moon, 67?
Yep, that was the year. Yeah, I
Okay.
remember
Yeah.
that.
So. No, but
Yeah.
I remember when Ronald Reagan got shot. I think I was in 7th grade.
Oh, I
I
remember that too.
remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
When the
yeah,
teacher came in, boys and girls, our president's been shot. I mean, I just remember that.
yeah.
And what's odd is that when I was teaching high school, I had to do the same thing. It was really weird with the 9/11. I had to
Mm.
come back in, and we knew about
Oh,
it as
yeah,
teachers, but our students didn't know yet.
yeah.
And so we had to come in and tell them, that was a horrible day. I don't even want to go there, but yeah.
I remember that was the day I quit my job, 9/11.
Really? Oh, wow.
Hmm.
That's weird.
I was at work for a telecom company
Mhm.
in the perimeter area.
Mhm.
And we're watching on the TV the planes hitting, and they were and the boys were in, I think Bronny was preschool and Jordan was like a baby
Mhm.
and the baby. And I saw what was happening. And then I thought about the King and Queen building.
Oh, yes.
I
Oh,
thought about that. I'm like, if they're
yeah.
going after towers, maybe they're going to hit. And I was right around the corner from the King and
Oh,
Queen building. So I gathered my things. I left, went and picked up my children and came home.
yeah. Yeah. I
And
think
I was
that's
like,
what,
what is happening? It's like,
that was crazy.
what is happening?
That was yeah, that was a crazy,
And I
a
may have
crazy
become a
day.
recluse at that after that. That really affected me. It's like I'm not going out there again. I'm not going out there again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I
yeah.
think we were worried like in Houston that they were going to hit all the oil tanks, where the storage tanks and all that. It's a target.
Mhm.
But it's so far south of Houston. I was like, okay. It was odd to be maybe in that sense, in that day, I got a glimpse of what it's like to be a parent, because I had to like put my fears aside. I couldn't let my students, they were so scared and terrified. They didn't know what was going on. And most of them, the parents were coming up to get them at that point. This is high school, even high
Absolutely.
school age. They were 18, 17,
Absolutely.
18, but they're
Yeah.
scared. You're still a kid at that age. And I had to put
Yeah.
that aside and be like, it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
hard to
Yeah.
do when you're terrified yourself, when but
Yeah.
you can't show it.
Yeah. What a
Mm,
time that was.
I
That
know.
was something else.
Yeah.
So,
But you know what I love about this
what?
country at that time is how
Mhm.
unified for a
My
while
God.
the country was.
It was
We were
amazing,
so
wasn't it?
unified. I wish we could get back to that. I mean, I
That would be nice.
don't want another tragedy like that, of
No, of
course, but
course not.
oh
But
my gosh, that just the way we were so unified.
yeah.
But it didn't last, as
Yeah.
unfortunately. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm. Okay, let's change the subject.
every everything
No,
circles
thanks.
back around. So everything comes around again. So
Mhm.
it will be fine.
It will be. I think I'm like that. That's why I feel so called to like just I want everyone to awaken to their own power and to take controls of their own minds and begin to master that, because things would change so much. You just would naturally
Yeah.
become unified. I mean, I find like the more and more that I go within and I bring it to myself, it sounds like such a selfish thing to do. You're always thinking about, yourself, bringing it when you're bringing it within, but that's actually not it at all, because you're bringing it within and you're making yourself whole and you're getting to that authentic point. Like my compassion and
Mhm.
love and understanding for my fellow brothers and sisters
Mhm.
expands,
Yeah. And that
expands.
and when you do that for yourself, it radiates.
Hmm.
It helps other people too.
Yeah.
They
Like,
may
is it,
not realize it.
this is, yeah, it, as an example, I mean, I want to make it like a concrete thing. So let's say that I'm out somewhere in line and I'm judging someone, they're covered in tattoos, let's say, and that's just
Mhm.
not something I know, like for the younger generations, that's nothing. But for people my
Right.
age, we didn't see that, growing up,
Yeah.
really. You saw
Mhm.
it like maybe on
Yeah.
military people, but not even
Mhm.
full like it is now.
Yeah.
And so let's
Mhm.
say, I mean, I'll be honest, I'll see someone like that in the past and
Mhm.
judging them like, why are you doing that to your
Mhm.
body or whatever, in my mind.
Mhm.
um
Yeah.
but now when
Mhm.
if I have a thought like that, I flip it, I take it within, and I'm like, now, Allie, this is about you, right? This has nothing to do with that person. Your
Yeah.
judgment of them, you're making up some fictitious story about them and you don't even know that person, and this is about you. This
Right.
judgment is about you. So I bring that into me, and but what it allows me to do then is like then go back out and look at that person as like this beautiful human being, and like, wow, I wonder what
Yeah.
story, what
Yeah. Yeah.
I know each
Yeah.
tattoo must have a story and they chose that for a reason. I wonder what that story is, and a
Yeah.
lot. So that's what I mean about like when you bring it within, it's not like a condemnation or being critical. It's just recognizing this is about me. This judgment is not about that person. It's about me. And once we deal with it, though, it expands the heart. I don't know any other way to expanding the mind expands the heart.
Mm. That's
And
yeah. Yeah. That is I love the whys, Why? Why is it like that? Why? Why?
mhm.
Yeah.
But that's how we get to it, to the root.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this. Okay. Why? Well, because of
Why?
this, because why? It's so funny
Right.
to me that that car manufacturer actually is the one that came up with that strategy, the five whys. I think it's Toyota.
Really?
Mhm.
Really?
It was part of some kind of their training or whatever for their, probably trying to problem solve uh,
Mhm.
things about having to do with manufacturing their cars, and trying to problem solve
Oh,
whatever issues they were coming. So
mhm.
that's how it got started, from a car
Interesting.
manufacturer. Yeah.
Hmm. Well,
But
it's great. It's great to question. It's great to question
mhm.
things. Why? Why do I feel this way? Why? Well, why? why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it helps us get to the truth, get to the root, like get out of the programming and all of that and get down to the truth of the matter. And
Hmm.
I think what I think a lot of times many people are afraid to do that because they're afraid to get to the core and what they might find.
Right.
But I'm here to say that you're going to find something beautiful every time.
Absolutely.
Every time. Never be
Absolutely.
afraid to go down to that core. It's because you're going to find something beautiful. You think that
Yeah.
you're not, because that's part of your programming. That's part of
Yeah.
the fake self-image. It's not the real you. The real you is
Yeah.
beautiful. It's true for every single one of us. The real us, the authentic us, is beautiful.
And that's only if you really want to go there, because you don't have to, you don't have to unless you want to know,
Right.
because you can chalk it off as the past. It's past, it's not even there anymore, that kind of thing. You can do that too.
Mhm. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like getting down to like your authentic self. Like when you're
Oh, I
saying,
see.
but yeah, but
I
why,
see.
but why, but why?
Yeah.
So
Okay. I see.
you're
I see
shedding
what
the
you're saying.
program self, in other words, and
Okay.
you're getting down
Right.
to, oh, that's the real me. This why is the
Yeah.
real me. And
I
then,
see.
and that's beautiful. That will
Mhm.
always be beautiful. The part that I think the why people are afraid to go within sometimes is because we've been programmed to believe that we're unworthy, unloved, that we
Yeah.
have these negative things. That's all. Asking why helps us like cut through all of that and get down to the real authentic self, which was always 100% of the time beautiful. There is no true authentic self that is ugly or unlovable
Right.
or sinful or
Right.
whatever. The true authentic self, without
Hmm.
all of this
Yeah.
other garbage, is always at its core beautiful and loving and kind and compassionate. It's all of this other stuff that's not part of us that has created this.
What kind of world would we have if everyone dug deep like that?
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
I know.
Right?
Like,
Phew.
don't be
The,
afraid to do
the
it.
whole the whole energy of the world would change.
Yes, absolutely. The whole energy and the people.
New,
Yeah.
new flowers would be formed.
Hmm.
New flowers would come up. I mean,
Yeah.
it would be something
Yeah.
if everyone dug deep like that and just brought out their authentic self.
Yeah. But it
Yeah.
happens one by one by one. And I think um, once one person does it and becomes a lot, helps someone else do it,
Yeah.
and then that person awakens or finds it and then helps two more people and then so on and so on. I think it just happens one person at a time, but I just sure wish it would hurry up.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're doing our part.
Hmm. Yeah.
We're doing our part, and that's pretty powerful, I think.
Hmm. Agreed.
Mhm.
And I keep seeing, like, I'll see listen to another podcast or see TikToks or on Instagram, whatever, people saying like similar things to me. And a few months ago, I was like, are you stealing my stuff? Have you like, and I'm like, okay, no, I am such
Right.
a minuscule little, I have like no followers and that's fine. But I'm like, there's no way they're even aware of me. And so, but
Yeah.
what I've realized now is no, I think it is that more
People
and
are
more people
awakening.
are awakening,
Are
and it's
awakening.
the message is the same, really. I mean, the
Yeah.
core of it. And so now
It's
I
been the
get
same for
some,
centuries.
yes, from the beginning of time. Right. And so I'm like, yes. So now it's exciting to me. I'm like, oh no, I think it's catching on. More and more people are
Yeah.
coming to the same realizations in their own beautiful ways, and yeah. So maybe
And
we're
what a vehicle that is for TikTok and for people who are awakening and sharing and spreading that out to millions of people,
yeah.
That's, yeah,
Social media can be used in very positive ways. It
absolutely.
really can. I mean, my God, we're sending each
Absolutely.
other TikToks all the time back and
We
like
do, don't we? There's some good
inspirational
stuff.
ones. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Good stuff out there. Makes you
Hmm.
think
Hmm.
and get a new perspective.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know what to think or how to change your perspective. And when you see something, you're like, oh, okay. Hmm. hadn't thought about that. And
Yeah,
yeah, some of the ones we send back and forth to each other are really good.
I know.
Good
I
stuff.
know. I mean,
The one the one about happiness the other day, I think I sent that to you, where the guy said that true happiness is self-fulfillment. You can't be happy unless you realize, I guess we're talking about our authentic selves, unless you're
yeah,
doing what it is that authentically want to do, and being who you are. You can't be happy because the externals is not going to do it for you. But if you are
yes.
exactly, if you are self-fulfilled, um,
That's the
it
key.
brings you happiness because you're so proud of yourself, and you're doing for yourself, and that's happiness.
Mhm.
True happiness is
That
self-fulfillment.
cannot be taken away. That's the
It
thing.
sure
If
can't.
we're relying on something external, either a person or a thing to make us happy,
Yeah.
they come and go. They come and go.
Oh my
And
gosh, yeah.
1 minute on social for the big influencers on social media are loved, and then they one little thing that they do that people don't like, and then they're hated. Or actors, you see it like on the large scale like that. And if you're basing your happiness on that, or on the
Yeah.
thing, you're tossed like a little boat on these big giant waves. But when you're like, hey, I'm pursuing my dream and I'm proud of me, and anyone
Mhm.
else close to me out there that's proud of me,
Yeah,
that's just a cherry on top. And that's great. I
exactly.
appreciate it, but it doesn't have has no effect on my whether I have joy or not.
Right. Well,
Then
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but then when you're in that state,
Uh,
all the other it's again, I don't know, like you just it's I don't know how to explain it, but they're like judgment of other people go away, criticism of other people go away. When you're completely fulfilled with yourself,
mhm,
then you just like look at other human beings. You're not trying to get anything external from anyone. So you're also not like
mhm.
criticizing or judging anything external from
Yeah,
anyone. You just love people or accept them
yeah.
for who they are and appreciate them for who they are. The more we do that for ourselves, the more we do it for others, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
That video made me dig deeper makes me want to dig deeper into being more me. So
Mm-hmm.
my business is me. My business is my brand, teaching women how to slow down and live unrushed and unhurried, teaching women about French wine. And that is who I am. And that video made me want to dig deeper into all of that, because
Mm-hmm.
that is a part of me. Um, and the video also made me think about when I was most happiest. So, uh, when I was younger, I don't know, in my 20s, I I worked like 2 jobs. I bought a house, you know, I was so proud of myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's those accomplishments and those things that you do for yourself that brings happiness. And I
Yes.
remember just being so happy and proud of myself that I did that myself,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that with your business stuff, when you're doing things, working workbooks, and you're just so happy because it just makes you happy
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
That's happiness,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
It's true. Yeah. Because we're coming from this place of
Mhm.
within. Yeah. And then great
And
if other people celebrate us, great, but
exactly.
it's not necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. So self-fulfillment, I believe, is the key to happiness.
Yeah.
Just doing things, experiencing things that bring you joy from the inside out, and accomplishing things that you want to accomplish just for you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, living little passions.
Yeah.
That's happiness.
It really is. and you can
Doing it from
tell,
within.
I mean, the more um bitter or angry or fearful someone is, we can tell that on ourselves, and you can tell it in other people. And I think this is where like compassion comes in. If I see someone out in public now who is being like really rude. Let's say I'm at the grocery store,
Mhm.
whatever, and I see a customer being very rude to the cashier or whatever for no
Mhm.
reason. I
Right.
get, I get
Yeah.
that. I'm like, wow, they're really living in an external state and they're suffering.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have compassion. I don't want to excuse that behavior, but I mean, you can have compassion. Normally I would be judging and all of that, but now I'm getting to the point where I can start to have compassion and realize, wow, this person's really suffering. I can see it in
Yeah.
their behavior,
Yeah.
and all of that. So yeah, the more, I think the more we do within and the internal, we just by nature, we're so filled, and it's permanent. It can't, we are in control of that. And so it just spills out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, yes,
when I'm not beating myself up about choices I've made,
yeah.
I can get to that place of sheer happiness and just look I can look at the external and see what I've created.
Hmm.
And that brings me happiness because
Yeah.
yeah, I did that. This is, not all of my choices were crappy.
And
Uh,
I think
Most
that's
of them were
a
pretty
good
good.
point. That's a good point. As when, so two opposing things cannot occupy the same space. One is going to
Mhm,
push out or overtake the other. So when we are like beating ourselves up for decisions or whatever, you know what? It's a
mhm,
block. And then we're not able to
mhm.
see all of the good
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, stop blocking myself.
Yeah. And you just switch the perspective and say,
Okay.
oh, okay.
Unblock, unblock, unblock,
And think
unblock.
about, instead of thinking, okay, like I beating yourself up for decisions, how could you flip that perspective to the other end of the spectrum? So, all right, let me focus on what decisions am I happy with? What am I proud of?
Yeah,
Or what about
yeah,
these decisions am I,
yeah,
and change that perspective.
yeah. And you can look at what you're doing too to move yourself in another direction.
Mhm.
You can see the different choices that you're making to get your external to look to match
Yeah. Yeah. That's
inside.
exactly true. We
Mhm,
are like, I had this this week, like a metaphor come to me, and I'm sure some other people have used the same metaphor out there, but it
mhm.
really is very much like a vehicle. And then so in my mind, I use Armada because it's the beast and that's what I drive, but I like
Yeah.
the beast.
Yeah.
The vehicle, the car itself is us, our mind, body, spirit, everything that we are, the person of us. That's the
Yeah,
vehicle. The
right.
subconscious mind is the engine
Mm,
underneath.
yeah,
And that's the thing that
okay.
runs the car. We're not going anywhere without that engine, but we don't think about it because it's under the
Right.
hood. And until there's a problem,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we don't think about it. It is. I don't ever think about my engine. And then the conscious mind is the driver, us. We're the ones. So we're the ones, our conscious mind is the one that we get to pick and choose. That's where choice comes from, is in the conscious mind. And we get to choose, we get to tell that engine, in other words, where we want to go. Like, hey, I
Right,
want to go here. I'm GPS and I'm going to drive the car there.
right.
So we have, in other words, I just can't keep harping on it. We have so much power and it's our choice. We can control it. We
Yeah.
like, I mean, we are in charge of this immensely huge, powerful
Has
thing.
has your external changed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Meaning
Alright.
like the I don't want to get too much into it, but like the healing
No,
that
but
I've done.
I know that, um, uh, inside
Mhm.
you've changed because I would say something to you and you would just flip that and then a light bulb comes on in my head and I'm like, "You go, girl," you know?
Yeah.
You whipped me into shape, you know?
Yeah.
But have you noticed, has your external changed as a result of
Mhm.
okay,
So I'm beginning to have this like great sense of power
okay,
within myself, and because of that, I am setting boundaries. It's irritating some
okay,
people, but I don't care.
okay,
Because
okay, right.
because it needs to
Yeah,
be done. That,
yeah,
but
Okay.
First of all, I will say it's not always a fast process for sure. It's
Right.
definitely, flaneuring. It's very similar to flannery. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes it can
Slow.
be because those intense like epiphanies, you know how we were worn out. I think on the last episode I posted, our episode 5, we're like, oh, that's enough for today, or whatever, because
Yeah.
it's so intense. There's no way that
Yeah.
we could live in that state all the time. So it's good that
Yeah.
there's an ebb and flow. Sometimes you go very slow, but
Yeah.
physically, one of the things that I've focused on is healing from this like mechanical issue with me from a surgery, right? And I
Okay.
have not been
Okay.
able to
All right.
find the doctors that could help
Yeah.
me, and
Right.
went
Right.
through a
Right.
year of testing and all that. And so I've started using this stuff to focus and visualize and all of that, and am healing myself. And so have gone like back to the gym or to the little gym where my mom lives, and working out on weights. So I don't know if that's what you're asking me. I don't know if I understand your
Well,
question
well, I
fully.
guess I'm just wondering if your world has changed around you since this journey has begun. Because
Well,
I I know that I don't know that my world has changed all that much, although I'm traveling more and I'm seeing more. Maybe change when you're working from the inside out, maybe the change that you see on the outside is slow too. I think that one day we're going to get up, we're going to wake up and we're going to say, oh my goodness, it's different out here.
yeah.
Because you don't, it's kind of like a seed that grows
Hmm.
and you don't really, you look at it every day, you can't see anything, but one day you look at it and it's like full grown.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what happens when you start working from the inside out.
Hmm.
You can't see the outside changing, but it is,
Mm. I
you
think you're
know?
exactly right. Yeah. I think you're
Okay.
exactly right. It's kind of like made me think of bamboo. Bamboo takes
Okay.
five years. So you'll to sprout up. So you'll plant it
Really? Okay.
and you think nothing's going on. It's not really working for
Right.
5 years. And
Right.
then like overnight, it just shoots up. And then
Okay.
it's like so invasive, you can't stop it. It just grows like
Okay.
crazy. Um,
Okay.
and I think that probably does happen. It's, yeah, there's a lot of interior, well, depending on
Mhm.
each person, but there's
Yeah.
interior work to be done first, yes, before you start to see those
Yeah.
external. But I, but
Yeah.
I, but I definitely, I see things. Yeah, I do see things. There's
Okay.
some things I don't want to, get into on here because this isn't
Yeah.
just how my eyes have been opened to something since
Yeah. Yeah.
2020, and things like that. Just
Okay.
um,
Okay. All right.
but it's slow, yeah. But it's what, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. I mean,
Well, this is
yeah.
why I started Sweet Flaneur because that slow that you're saying,
Mhm.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm one of those, okay, I wanted to change now.
Yeah.
I want to see it now, which is why flaneuring is so good because you have to just, it's not going to happen now. You have to just take it slow and be easy.
Here's the thing, and actually I thought about your business when I came
Mhm,
across this. So
mhm,
until we slow down, I mean, I've been reading this, is that we cannot do that interior work and that interior change until we
mhm,
slow down,
mhm,
sometimes get into even silence, but just
mhm.
it kept saying about we have to slow down. We can't master this. We can't grow. And
Yeah.
so part of your business, actually, if you're teaching that model people to slow
Mhm,
down, it's not just about wine, and it's not just
mhm,
about the French way of life. You actually,
mhm.
by getting people into that state, are also helping
Yes.
them to
Mhm.
do that interior work, to grow, to let me get off of that. Zoom, change their policies, but you're helping empower them, and you're helping them. We cannot but really get to our authentic self until we slow down.
Exactly.
If we're always rushing and focused on something external, we can't get to that. So
Exactly.
in other words, I think you're
Mm.
what you're doing is really even more powerful than you realize.
Mm.
What you're the gift that
Mm.
you're the space that you're providing, and
Mm.
it's
Oh,
not
I hope
it's
so.
just a lot more
I hope
than just
so.
about wine.
Exactly. Yeah. I've become, a different person. I'm slower.
Mhm.
Um, Slower. You can see more when you're slow.
Yes, exactly. That's right.
Hmm. Yeah, you can see what's going on in your life when you slow down and kind of
Mhm.
pay attention
Yeah,
to how you're feeling and what you're saying. So, yeah. Life is great.
it is.
It's
It
pretty
is.
cool.
Yeah.
So many things. Yeah.
I feel like right now that's the point. I'm in the ingesting phase, just in
Mm,
soaking it in. And yeah, sometimes we're like going a mile a minute, and excited, and like it's in that intense moment. And that's fun too.
yeah.
That's like the roller coaster, part about at the top of the roller coaster, about to go down and enjoy the ride. And
Yeah.
that's fun too. But then you have this, it's just ebbs and flows. You have that quiet, I don't know, that you got to be able to ingest it so that you can put it into action.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we can't ingest it and really get it and plant it and grow it. You have to slow down to do that part.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So many discoveries happen in the slowness about
Mhm.
yourself.
It's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
So,
But I am kind of looking forward. I wonder what the next whirlwind will be. I like those too. No, they're fun too. The,
right?
the whirlwind moments
Oh, we'll have a video of you on a swing.
of me. Oh, of
Yeah.
that, the one, yes, on the
Yeah.
TikTok. Yes. I
Yes.
want to do that. I would do that. I wouldn't bungee jump. I'm not there. I'm not at that
No, I
point.
don't. I wouldn't do that
No.
either. I'm there with you on that.
Yeah. But the
No,
swing I
no,
would do.
no buns.
I do
Yeah.
want to go hang gliding though.
Really?
Yeah. That's one of
Yeah, I
my,
don't think I.
no,
I don't think I want to do that either.
it's one
No,
of my bucket list things.
no. I
Yeah.
would do a hot air balloon.
I'm terrified, but I'll do it. Like, because
Yes.
I do want to do it. I want to do some things that I'm terrified to do. And that's one of them.
Yes. Yes. Oh
Mhm.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. What else am I
We'll do
terrified
that. We'll do that one.
of? Okay.
Because
Yeah,
they
we
do it
have to.
around, they do it around here. So, I
They
mean,
do it
in
around here, don't
Atlanta,
they?
yeah. Or
But
somewhere
they
around
do
there.
it. They do it in Mexico, New Mexico too.
Yes. No, that would be like one of those festivals of the
Oh,
hot air balloons.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Can you
Mhm.
imagine experiencing that? I love experiencing this
Hey,
world. What?
have you ever been to New Mexico?
I have not, but yeah, I'm gonna get it's on my
I
list.
was going to say, yeah, one of your domestic travels. You could
Yeah.
do that on your 2 days, the 2 days.
Yeah. I
Who,
think
what are the Santa Fe? That's what I was trying to think of. Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, yeah. I'm gonna do that. I asked the boys. I was thinking about taking them.
Jordan could get some phenomenal pictures there.
Oh my goodness, couldn't he? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll have to
So
work that
fun.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah,
Life is so great.
it is.
Whatever. I
Yeah.
love it. I'm just happy.
When I say I love this lady, I can't remember her name now, but she was like on the news somewhere, and she got real famous from her local interview. There was a fire, and she's the one that's like, she's like talking about the fire, and she's like, I was outside, I thought somebody was barbecuing, and then the smoke got me.
Oh
Have
no.
you never seen her? And then
No.
oh, she's hilarious. And they actually made like this funny meme video, these guys did, and then
Mhm.
they gave her the profits of it though. So she ended up making, like, it was
My
great, lots of,
gosh.
I think,
Oh,
some money
that's
anyway from it.
wonderful.
Brown, her last name is Brown, but I can't remember her first name. But anyway, her last little line of there is, she's like, and I've got bronchitis. And she's talking about the smoke. Ain't nobody got time for that. You haven't seen
right?
that? Oh my God, she's hilarious. If
No.
somebody on TikTok is doing like a side by side right now, it's old. It's been
Okay.
around since like the 2012 or somewhere.
Oh,
But
wow.
I'll send it to you if I come across it on the
Okay.
FYP again. But so but it's the same, but I love her that mentality. It's like that's right. And that's how we should be like when you're like down on your decisions or anytime we're negative
Yeah.
about ourselves is I'm gonna put
Mhm.
her in my mind and be like, you know what? Ain't nobody got time for
Right.
that.
Oh, that time for
No.
right? Oh
Oh,
my goodness. That's how when we were talking earlier about, I'm gonna give myself 5 minutes to
yeah,
wallow in this crap,
that's
and
right.
then I'm done with it,
Yeah,
because I don't have time.
that's right.
I
There's just too much. There is
have
too
a life to
much
live,
fun out there to be had. Too
right?
much fun out there in this beautiful
Please.
planet to be had.
Exactly. Hmm.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do that today, aren't we?
Yes, we are. What are we doing?
I'm not sure, I have no idea what we're
Oh,
doing,
okay.
but
I was like, oh, what are we doing?
I don't know. I don't know. But I have some blog posts that I have to do. I have
Fun.
community, the Facebook community, gonna hang out with them for a little bit, maybe do a
What's that?
live. The Sweet Flaneur community?
You remember I'm not on
You're in
Facebook.
it.
Oh,
Oh, that's what
but
you're
I don't get on
girlfriend,
Facebook
you are not
anymore.
in my community. I
I
know.
know the only time I get on there, which is usually daily, but it's when I have an HOA notification and then from my
Yes.
neighborhoods, and then I get
Yeah.
off. I get on and get right
I
back
don't
off.
blame you.
So,
Well, I'm only in there because of the community.
but I
Yeah.
mean, but I
The
didn't
girls that
even
are in there.
realize it. So what are you doing in there? You're gonna do y'all have a thing planned today?
So I don't have a thing planned today, but I
Oh,
will
okay.
plan it. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when it is, but we'll do like a wine tasting or something
Oh,
and
okay.
we'll
I thought
talk
you were saying you were
talk
had something planned
flaneuring.
today. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll work on the
Okay.
magazine today. So I've got much to do today.
Yes. Have you gone back to work yet? Or are you still on your kind of sick leave?
No. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I went
Oh, all
back
right.
last week.
Oh, okay.
It's all right.
Yeah. No.
It's all good.
Hey, that's why you're going to France.
Hello.
Yeah. So
Hello.
yeah. But I
I'm
didn't know.
pretty
So all right.
fortunate.
All right. Well, on that note, then I guess let's see, because yeah, we got about a couple minutes
Mhm.
before Zoom cuts us off, whether we choose to or not, before Zoom makes the choice to end the podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. It's
That's all
okay.
right. We talked about a lot today. That's pretty cool.
We did.
So cool.
I might just make it a part one and part two. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see
Oh,
what the total time
okay.
is for the three
Cool.
episodes together.
Very cool.
All right, then. I
Eliana, it has been so real as usual.
It has.
Mhm.
Trying to think if there's any like parting call to
Mhm.
action or part. I can't think of anything. I think it just is just in
Well, you can
no,
tell
I
people
think
to
so.
follow us on Instagram. You're on Instagram. What's your handle?
Yes. School of Self Mastery. It's School
Mhm.
of Self and then an underscore mastery.
Mhm.
So you can
And mine, of
add
course, is Sweet Flaneur.
no,
Mhm.
not sweet flaneur, but just
No,
sweet.
just sweet
Okay.
at
Yeah.
Sweet
There you go.
Flaneur.
I
Mhm.
just didn't want anyone to get confused. Yeah.
I
So,
know, right?
can follow us on Instagram, follow us can you follow people on Spotify or yeah, you can follow a podcast on
Oh,
Spotify, right? Yeah.
yes,
So
absolutely.
for
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
although if you're listening to it and you're on Spotify, I guess, but and YouTube as well, but you can see the video on Spotify now. It's great.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
So please join the conversation, comment, like,
Mhm,
follow, all of that good stuff. And
mhm.
yeah, love to hear your thoughts.
Absolutely.
All right, Miss Jacqueline.
Mhm.
Well, I will see you later.
Okay.
All right,
Bye,
bye
dear.
everyone. Bye.
Bye, everybody.